Welcome back, guys. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so here we go. Today's dilemma: installing Windows 10 on an HP laptop that does not see the hard drive for you to be able to install the new operating system. You might encounter this problem on Dells, HPs, Lenovo's. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to show you guys how to fix it. I'm going to install the operating system as is using the Intel drivers that I downloaded from their actual website. Out of all the videos and all the forums, they said just download those drivers and you'll be good to go. It did show me how to install the driver. However, after I tried to boot into the Windows 10 operating system, it failed and it gave me an error. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to mimic that. But don't worry, here are your timestamps if you guys wish to fast forward and just go to the actual solution. So I'll go ahead and follow the prompts to install the operating system and we'll go from here. I'm going to assume that you guys already have a USB with Windows 10 already on it. But a little bit later, I'm going to show you guys how to get these drivers onto your USB. You don't have to recreate it. You can simply drag and drop it into your USB and you can use it as is. So bear with me while I install the system and I'll be right back. So when I install Windows, I always do a fresh install. So I always choose the custom install Windows right here. And then from here, obviously this is the issue that we have. You cannot see the actual hard drive. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So all you're going to want to do is go down to where it says load driver and click here. Click on browse, and then this is going to be my USB with the Windows 10 right here. So I'm going to click on this little arrow, and as you can see, I have two different folders. These right here that says use this is the correct driver that I need to successfully install Windows 10 for it to boot successfully. This right here is the one that I downloaded from the Intel website. A lot of forums told me to download that one. A bunch of different YouTube videos told me to go about doing it that way, but that's not what you guys want to do. You guys want to go to your manufacturer of the laptop that you have, whether it be Lenovo, HP, Dell. Go to their website and download their drivers, and I'll show you guys how to do that using the HP website here in a little bit. So pretty much, one thing I did forget to mention is way easier if you have a mouse. So just connect the mouse to your laptop, because you're going to have to be able to expand these little folders. If you try to do it with just a keyboard, it's going to be very difficult for you to do that. So make sure you got a mouse. Click on this little arrow, highlight the folder. In this case, for the first thing we're going to do is going to be the Intel drivers from the Intel website. Click OK. And I try with both of these. I'm only going to do one because I don't want to waste the video time and just keep recording. But we're just going to go ahead and choose this first one and then click next. And as you can see, everything populated. Now, this is where I was like, all right, cool. I can see my hard drive and I can go ahead and install Windows, right? So I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just delete all these partitions. Because again, I like to start fresh. So we'll go ahead and get rid of all this junk. And then we're going to go ahead and just reformat this here in a second. Click on new. And this is going to create those same partitions that you just saw right now. When it's ready, we're going to go ahead and click on next. And it's going to start the install process. I'm going to go ahead and let this thing run, and I'll be right back when it's done. So we are at about the 55% mark as far as installing the operating system. Usually by the time that it's done and it finishes up, it reboots and you can actually start setting up your computer. But just like I said earlier, it does give me an error because it is the wrong drivers for this actual operating system to boot correctly. So as soon as this thing is done, I'll show you guys just so you guys can see exactly what the issue was originally and how to fix it. So once the actual computer boots up, this is the exact same error that I was getting right here. Now, as you can see, it says that it is missing a file. This operating system couldn't be loaded because a required file is missing or contains errors. Well, it's definitely not missing because we did download it. However, it is the wrong driver for this actual computer to actually successfully install Windows 10. So what do? I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. And before I do that, I'm going to mimic reinstalling the system again. This time I'm going to use the correct driver so you guys can see that it will actually boot. So every computer is different as far as booting from a USB. On this one right here is going to be the F9 key on the HP. So you might just want to check your manufacturer and see which hotkeys or F keys you can use for booting into the USB. It also depends on how your BIOS is set up, but I don't personally recommend you guys messing with the BIOS if you guys aren't familiar on how to configure that, because you can have a lot of system issues with that. Before I did this, I did do the BIOS to go back to factory just because, I don't really need to be messing with any of that kind of stuff just to make this work. So from here, my USB is going to be this PNY USB. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and select it, and we'll let this thing load up for a second. So again, we're going to go ahead and follow the prompts to install this Windows 10. Click on next and then click on install now. And from this screen, we're going to go ahead and just click on I accept the license terms, click next, custom install. And again, same issue. We do not see the actual hard drive. So we're going to go ahead and click on load driver, click on browse, select your USB. And then when you select it, just make sure you click on this little arrow right here to expand. So we used these drivers earlier. This I'm going to use this one because I know for a fact these are the correct drivers. So I'm going to click on this little down arrow, and I'm going to scroll down and click on the F6. From here, I'm going to go ahead and click on this very top one right here and click on next. As soon as this driver gets installed, it's going to look very similar to the last screen where you can see your hard drive and all the partitions on that as well. And that's exactly what you want, except this is going to be the correct driver, so this will work. And if you look right here, it says 930.9 gigs. And then right here, it says free space is 922.1. So Windows 10 did in fact install. However, because you don't have the exact driver for this computer for it to boot, that's the reason why it's not booting correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to delete all this stuff out of here. And if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, but it's good to do it just because it gets rid of all the junk that was previously installed. So I'll go ahead and click on next, or new, I should say, apply, and then okay. And we're going to let this thing partition exactly how it's supposed to. From here, just make sure you click on the actual partition you want to install and then click next. And again, we're going to let this thing install the operating system, and I'll be back whenever this is done. So this operating system is pretty much done installing, just like the previous one, except this time it will boot up whenever you actually try to use your computer. After the install is successful, you're going to go ahead and get another reboot screen just like this one. Just wait on it for it to restart, and then you should be able to get into the setup for your Windows 10 operating system. And by the time you guys see this screen right here, then you know you're 100% good to go, and your Windows 10 was successfully installed onto your laptop. I will have to go back in here and re-download some of the actual drivers, like for my sound and whatnot. So if I go over here to this PC, go down to properties, and then go to my device manager. You can see right here, all of these right here are still missing. So that's not a big deal. I'm gonna go right back up to the website and to the HP website, I should say, and re-download all those drivers. Now, on some of these drivers, I actually know for a fact that I have to upgrade my Windows 10 to the newer version of Windows 10. So if you need to do that, you can just do a simple Google search for Windows 10 update, and you'll see a whole bunch of different links for you to download and update your Windows 10 partition. Usually you can go down to your, let me see this little Windows right here, and just type in update. And go where it says check for updates. Obviously, I don't have an internet connection right now because I declined it when I was trying to set up. But this is where you'd go, check for updates, and usually it'll catch all the updates. But if you want to just hurry up and install the update, you can go ahead and just Google search it and download and install. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is, guys. Not very complex, but if you do not know what kind of driver you're looking for, I'm going to show you guys how to go about doing that. So the most important thing is just go to your HP website or your Dell website, Lenovo, whatever manufacturer laptop you have, and download the drivers. And I'm going to show you guys how I did that for this HP machine right here. But yeah, Windows 10 is successfully installed, and I got to download a couple more drivers and we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to my other computer. I'll screen record on how you guys can extract those drivers into your USB and pretty much install Windows 10. Okay, so now to get these drivers into your bootable USB. So again, I am assuming that you already have a bootable USB with Windows 10. However, if you don't, I'm going to go ahead and find some YouTubers that have already created videos that show you guys how to do that, and I'll leave those in the description of this video. I'm also going to leave this link right here. Pretty much what it does, it downloads your Windows 10, and it has a little create Windows 10 installation media tool. Pretty simple to use, just follow the prompts and make sure you have your USB inside your computer, USB port, so that could actually create your bootable USB. So I'll go ahead and minimize this real quick. And what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and click on my little folder here. And I'm going to go down to where it says this PC. I am on a Mac, so that's why you see Boot Camp. Yours will just say Windows and then C drive. So this one right here is going to be my USB with the Windows 10 already installed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And earlier in the video, this was the ones that I downloaded from the Intel website, the drivers that were bad. So if I click on it, you're going to see all these little drivers right here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I know for a fact that's no good. And this is the one that we used that was okay. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and delete this one as well. And I'm going to show you guys how to extract this right back into your USB. So whenever you make sure you're highlighted on your USB drive, create a folder. You can name it whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and just type in HP drivers. Just like that. So I know it's going to be for the HP, okay? I'll go ahead and exit this thing out now. And then we're going to go over. This is the Intel website. Obviously, this is the one that was bad. I did try every single one of these, and that was no good. So don't even worry about doing it that way. So I'll go ahead and exit this thing out. And then, like I said earlier, go to your manufacturer, to the actual laptop that you own, whether it be Dell, HP, Lenovo. Go to the website and go to where it says support, and you should see something for like drivers and whatnot. It should be in here somewhere. So just look for it. Oh, there it is right there. Support and drivers. A lot of times it's going to ask you for your serial number or your tag or whatever it may be. Type that in and it'll find your model for you. So from here, I'm going to click on Windows 10. And then I got the regular 64-bit. And then click submit. I'm not going to let it detect my drivers because obviously I'm on a different computer. So I'm going to click on all drivers. Scroll down. And you're going to want to go to where it says driver storage. Maximize this. And you're going to see 3 different ones right here. This is the driver that we need. 3 different ones for 3 different versions. It just means one got, updated or whatever. So this has been updated 3 times. I believe I chose the very first one, but it's always good to go ahead and download the latest ones so you'll be more current. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on download. And then click on keep. And as you can see that little 1, that means I already downloaded one. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this thing out right here. Go back to my little folder. And then go where it says downloads. From here, what you're going to want to do, and you can see the other one right here. This is the one I downloaded yesterday. So this is the one I just downloaded. Double click it. You're going to get a pop-up. And it says Intel Rapid Storage Technology Driver. Click on yes. Click on next. And then you're going to want to click on I accept the terms and the license agreement. Click next. Right here is very important. You're not going to install this on your computer right now because obviously I'm on a Mac right now, so I need it on my USB. All you're going to do is click where it says change. You're going to want to scroll down and click on the USB. You don't have to put it in a specific folder if you don't want to, but since we already created the folder, it will make it easier. Just click where it says HP drivers or whatever it was you named it, and then click OK. From there, click next, and it's going to extract every single file that's inside that little driver into your USB. Doesn't take very long, so just go ahead and let it do its thing. When it's done, we'll go back to this PC, to our flash drive for the Windows 10. And then if you click on the HP drivers, you're going to see all the ones that got extracted there. For me, it was on the F6, and these are going to be the ones that you're going to want to install to get your machine up and going. Yours might be a little bit different, but for the most part, as long as you see these little files right here, you're going to be good to go. And especially if you go to your manufacturer website, you're going to get the right ones. And if you guys need any kind of help, as always, leave a comment. I'll leave some other contact info if you guys need to reach me via Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever it may be. But that's pretty much all there is to it. As always, remember to actually eject it safely. If not, you're going to corrupt your USB. And you are good to go. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. If you guys like this video, thumbs up. And I will highly appreciate it. Till the next one.